All right, we are going to do a little global facial optimization for my beautiful patient. Let me have you raise your eyebrows up, scrunch, smile, relax, and then we'll mark the lateral canthus, zygoma, and look up at the ceiling, the infraorbital hollow, and look straight and say ah, ah, and the deep temporal hollow. So here we're really focusing on optimizing the upper third of the face. And we'll start by doing a neuromodulator brow lift to help with not only skin quality and fine lines, but also a little bit of improvement in eyebrow arch and position. So you're gonna feel a couple of little pricks. Our goal here is not just to reduce furrowing, but also to improve symmetry and the position at which the eyebrows lie on the face. And the eyebrow-eye dynamic is super important in facial attractiveness because we want a little bit of a gentle arch that frames the eye. And here we're making the eyes appear a little bit smoother and softer, also a little bit brighter by blocking the crow's feet cascade. Very nice. So now we're going to turn our attention toward the mid-face. Cheekbone augmentation is a very beautiful technique for creating a little bit of lift and sculpt in the mid-face. And when it's done in a precise and microdroplet fashion, we can avoid the weird feeling of filler that we sometimes see around town, where it's too big or too puffy or too unnatural. But instead, we're using this to create structure and lift. I would say that mid-face descent is probably the #1 difference between the 20s and the 30s, and so getting the malar fat pad in this beautiful and elevated position is extremely helpful. And here we'll address the other side. Cheekbone augmentation is also an amazing opportunity to improve facial symmetry because every face, even very beautiful faces like yours, have a little degree of asymmetry. And so what I can do here is allow the light reflex to hit at the same positions bilaterally, and that makes the feeling of facial symmetry come forward. The deep temporal fossa is an area that really shows volume loss. And by softening in this area, we can create a softness of the upper third of the face, and we can also create a little bit of a better support for the lateral eyebrow. And much like the temporal fat pads regress on a thin and slim face, we also see a little bit of regression and loss in the deep tear trough or the infraorbital hollow. And so that's what we're going to address next. And here I'm doing my signature sandwich technique of micro droplet hyaluronic acid based filler injection in order to soften the feeling of a hollow dark circle under the eye. Look straight. And this is a very beautiful procedure. It definitely requires expert hands. And I think when you see people who have an excessively obliterated tear trough, 1, 2, 3, that looks unnatural because it two-dimensionalizes the face. So it's really an art as well as an anatomic science to balance the lid-cheek junction in a way that preserves the concavity of the infraorbital hollow while still making it look nice and fresh. You can see a little immediate improvement right in that area.